September is tomato time, and a great place to come to a Smith Berry Barn. And Joelle, you have some recipes to kind of extend the wonderful flavors of the harvest of tomatoes.
We do. We are going to be freezing tomatoes today, and we're also going to be roasting tomatoes. We offer quite an array of heirloom tomatoes. This is a selection of some of our varieties. And we also do standard slicing tomatoes and Roma, a lot of different kinds of Romas actually. And so that's what we're going to be working with today are the Roma varieties. This is actually San Marzano, which is a very popular one. And we're going to show how to just very easily pop them in the freezer.
Oh, no, that is too easy because as a child, I remember a many-day process of actually canning them. So this is really easy, and you're not even cooking them before you're putting them in the freezer bag.
We're not cooking. So today we're just going to, we're coring them, taking out the little stem, and then we're popping them into a freezer bag. The goal here is just to get them quickly into the freezer, and then later we will decide what, how we're going to cook them and care for them.
And so if we wanted to do that extra step, because when you do it like this, you do have the skins on them. And so here comes December and I want to do something with my tomatoes, I still have to skin them.
Exactly. So what you'll do is you'll take them out of the freezer, you'll run them under warm water, and then the skins will slip right off.
Ah, okay.
If you do decide that you want to blanch them, take the skins off first, you'll be blanching them, which is about 1 minute in boiling water, and then you transfer them to an ice water bath, and then you slip the skins off.
Ah, all right. And then you just put them into the freezer bag, or I know I've done that too. I put them on a cookie sheet so they're frozen individually. So when I take them out, they're not a solid block.
Exactly. So just like we do with our berries in this berry season, we take a cookie sheet and we freeze them individually and then pop them into the bags. Exactly.
All right. Well, you know, I am in this lovely kitchen and I am smelling wonderful roasting tomatoes.
Exactly. That's what we're doing next. So we'll take these same tomatoes and we will do a similar process where we take the core, we will slice them in half.
Ah, okay.
And we've laid them onto a cookie sheet here with a little bit of olive oil.
All right.
Also, I wanted to show if you do get a tomato that has the what we call blossom end rot or any blemishes, you want to make sure you take those off, but also recognize that it's just fine to use a tomato that has that. They're still very good. You just cut that off. Oops, I didn't get my
No problem.
core.
But I'm also smelling herbs, and I know you have herbs here at the farm, but I'm smelling herbs and garlic too, so you do add a little bit here.
Exactly. So what we'll do, face down with our halves of tomatoes, we're going to add a little bit more olive oil.
Okay.
Excuse me. Salt and pepper.
So really, it's making it a nice, almost a flavorful sauce while you're roasting it.
Exactly.
And I love this garlic grater.
So this is our handy little garlic slicer.
That is great.
And a little salt.
You make it look so easy.
And then we're going to go into the oven for about 2 hours, a 325-degree oven for about 2 hours, which will blend all the flavors and make them nice and roasted and toasty, enrich the flavors. The flavors will become richer. And then we will can or freeze or make sauce with those.
And so we're going to come back in just a couple minutes. It's finishing up in the oven. So we'll see you in a minute. So Joelle, the roasted tomatoes are finished now and we're ready to kind of mill them. They look beautiful. So how long about did we have them in the oven?
We had them for about 2 hours. You kind of just start watching them when they get that nice browned, toasty look and bubbling. And the aroma, obviously, you can tell that they're getting nice and tasty. So what we've done is we have put them into our food mill. This is going to take the skins off, grind up some of the herbs, and make a nice puree. And I use the fine sieve on mine. And
so that'll make a nice pulp.
Exactly.
That'll be out in the bottom of the bowl.
Right.
That is beautiful. But if I don't have a food mill at home, is there another way that I could do that?
So you can see, if you look closely, you can see that the skins have just kind of bubbled right up. It's very easy to pull them off. And then we could just take this and directly put it into our jars for freezing, or you could hand mash it if you wanted to do that. Exactly. So this is our pureed sauce, and we're going to go straight into our canning jar.
And this is the same kind of canning jar you would use if you were doing traditional canning.
Exactly. So the idea with freezing into canning jars is you want to make sure you leave enough head space to allow for the expansion during freezing.
Right.
This looks a little bit too high. I would take a little bit out. We want a 1/2 inch to 1 inch. It grows a little bit when it freezes.
Right.
And then you go ahead and seal it and put it in your freezer for 8 to 12 months.
Make sure you mark it so you know that date.
Exactly.
That's always important.
Exactly.
You know, this is a great time to have tomatoes, so come out to Smithberry Barn. Make sure you pick them. They have beautiful ones for canning or fresh eating. And come see Joelle and her staff and, for all the information that you need. Thank you so much.
Thank you.